Welcome to Real Shanghai Mathematics Practice Book 3.2, and this is the final unit in this book. So will be the last unit of year 3, and then we'll move on to year 4. So it's called Unit 7, and it's Consolidating and Enhancing. And it consists of 4 parts, and these parts that have been covered before, but there may be additional material to, as they say, enhance the information. So the first one is called multiplication and division. And the first exercise is use the number cards 3, 8, 5, 1, 6 to create number sentences for multiplying a two-digit number by a two-digit number with the smallest product. So to get a smallest product, the two numbers will have to be the smallest possible. So probably something along the lines, as long as we can't repeat them. So we would go with something like, if you can't repeat them, something like 15 times by 36, I assume. And then you got these different types as well, multiplying two digits by a three-digit number and so on and so forth. So there are different options available. We should be able to do those. And then moving on to question 2, 79292 divided by something with a 4 there, right? Number in the box to create a number sentence for dividing a 4-digit number by a 2-digit number. So it could be anything in there, but depending on the quotient is a 2-digit number. The smallest number that can go in the box is as follows. So this is more trickier. Try it. Try it in terms of what you think the number is, and you may have to try a few more tries. And if you don't get it, not a problem. And again, question 3, again, a little bit trickier in terms of how they worded this. But if you struggle with these, it's not a problem because I don't really like these questions. I don't think that it really serve much purpose. Just confusing in terms of the way they're written, quotient, and etc. etc. The main purpose is just to become familiar, to get a largest number possible. You use the largest numbers times together. To get smallest possible, you choose the smallest possible numbers times together. And when you're dividing, if you want the smallest possible answer, then it'll be the smallest number divided by the largest number. And if you want to get a largest possible number, then it'll be the biggest number possible divided by the smallest amount of number. So as long as you understand that and perhaps repeat that if that doesn't make sense, then you're fine, really. And I think that even that, I think once you get comfortable with numbers, you'll be able to pick that up. And then moving on to question 4, which is the column method of timesing. So this should be straightforward. It's been done before. Question 5 is just a reminder that brackets comes first, and then you can do your divisions or times, and then division and times same level. And the last one that we will do is be takeaway in this case. So 34 times 55 is done first, and then takeaway 287, and the other one's brackets is done first. Question 6, shall we do 6A or B? Let's do B because it's confusing. Sum of 1343 and 2545. So sum means adding, so add those together is divided by 36. Okay, so they're doing some of that. So first you do that, so that's like in bracket, and then you divide it by 36. What is the quotient meaning? What is the answer once you divide it by 36? And then you got level B. Again, try these if you want to. The main purpose is trying to work out greatest product, smallest products, is to do with what I've explained before. Then moving on to the second part, which is called fractions. We've had introductions here, and now there's a little bit more on the fraction side of things. So does the shaded part, each picture, represent a fraction given below? So this is a fairly good question, I think. So first one, this does not represent a third. Again, remember that the pieces or the pieces have to be split in 3 equal parts. These are not 3 equal parts. This one's far larger than these two, so that's not going to be a third. And this one, again, these two are tiny, smaller than this one, so again this is not 2/3. Whereas the 2/5 will be, because they are equal size wise. 4 out of 4 looks fine as well. The other one, 1/3, that's not right because that's actually a quarter, because the sizes are not the same, and if the sizes are not the same, make them the same, and then you get an idea that should be a quarter, not a third. And the other one does look like it's 2/10. Question 2, each line segment represents the whole. Write the correct number in the brackets. If I've understood this correctly, we'll just do the right hand column one, so that will be 2 out of 5, and the other one will be 5 out of 5. Okay, that'll be whole. Question 3, half, again, should be straightforward. 2/3, let's do 2/3, which will be a bit more difficult. So 2/3 for that square one, it'll be 2 rows, because you have to, each one has to be, the shape has to be identical and in 3 parts. So the way to do that is do rows or even columns identical and then color 2 of them in. And then question 4, you can try that yourself, but okay, let's help you with the question 4. Then question 4, 1/3. So first again, you need to put these into 3 equal parts. If you have 3 equal parts, you have to have 4 in each of these circles. Circle 4, 4, 4, and then one of those 4 will have to be colored in to have that fraction on quarter. They'll be in 3 parts, so you can do a half of a row, and there'll be 4 parts like that, and one of them are colored. And then question 5, you can try that yourself. You should be familiar with that now. And level B, question 1, there are 10 ice pops in the box. If 3/10 have been eaten, then how many pops are left? So if the 10 and the ice pops, if 3/10 have been eaten, so 3 out of 10 of the 10 ice pops. So you may have done this before, and it's probably a little bit of a jump, but that means that 3/10 out of 10 would be 3, like half of the 10 would have been 5. Okay, so the same way 3 out of 10 would have been 3 ice pops have been eaten, and 7 would have been left. And question 2, um, shaded part makes up how much of the whole, so a little bit tricky to get your head around. But the first one will jump onto the next one, and the other one will be, so this looks like it's 3 out of 5. If just by looking, not 3 out of 5, sorry. This is 2, yeah, 2 out of 5. Yes, that's what it looks like. And moving on to the third part, which is problem solving. So we'll just pick some of these, not do all of these. So which one shall we do? We do 1B. Dylan and Alex had a skipping contest. Dylan skipped 246 times in 3 minutes, while Alex skipped 425. So who's faster? So we have to work out how much each one does in 1 minute. So 246 divided by 3, 420 divided by 5, and then which one does more in a minute would be the faster one. Question 2. So we do 2. We've got a few of these. Shall we do 2C? Let's do 2C. There are 234 toy cars in the toy shop, and there are 3 times as many toy motorbikes as there are toy cars. How many cars and motorbikes are there altogether? So there are 3 times as many toy motorbikes as there are toy cars. The toy cars are 234. Which one's more? 3 times as many toy motorbikes as there are. So motorbikes are more, so 3 times 234 will be the answer there. And then you add them together, or you can do 234 times by 4, because there'll be 4 parts, including the original 234. Either way to get the answer. And then shall we do which one? G. 2G, 1120 pupils are going 1120. Good to do. If each coach holds 56 pupils, how many coaches are needed? So we do 1120 divided by 56, and then work out how much coach needed. If coach got kind of 40, what is the minimum number of coaches needed? So the for the 48 pupils one, then we do 1120 divided by 48. And if there's a remainder left, then we need to add another coach, because we can't leave any people behind, and that last one may have extra seats, but it will be the minimum one to be able to take all of them. And then let's do J, which is on page 90. So this is 2J. A printing company prints out 2,072 books on the first day, then prints on the second day. If the books are put into bundles of 45 per bundle, how many bundles will there be? So first you add those two together, and then you work that out, and then divide that by 45, and that'll give you the number of bundles they will be. And then level B, which are normally, as I say, a little bit harder. So shall we do question 2? If the buddy club had 210 members on Saturday, they all went together to join in activities at the youth center. If there were 14 people in each team, how many teams would there be? So 210 divided by 14. That will give you the how many teams there would be. If team, how much each person pay. Each team paid that, so that'll be 840 divided by 14, and so on and so forth. And then the last one is called perimeter and area, which is something we've covered in the last unit. And true and false. So let's just do 1B. The side of the square is 3 meters long. The perimeter is 12, and the area is 12. Let's see if that's right. So the perimeter is 3 times 4. Good. And the area would be 3 times 3. So it would not be 12. And let's do question 2. Complete the table. So which one shall we pick? It looks like we're going along the rows. So rectangle 12, 8, that's 20. Then times that by 2, that would be your perimeter, 40. Area would be 12 times 8. Okay, and the other way around, and these are rectangles. So 36, area is 36 for the rectangle with 4, so the length would be 9. And so you do one step at a time, and you should be able to do it. And with square, remember 7 times 4 for the perimeter, and area would be 7 times 7, 49. And make sure you get the units right in terms of meters squared. And that'll be question 2. Area, what is the perimeter? So that should be fairly straightforward. So the area would be 851. So 851 divided by 23 will give you the length. And once you've got that, then you can add the length and width together and then times it by 2. And that should give you the perimeter. For a rectangle room has a length of 3 meters and its floor is 5. What is the width? So 15 divided by 3, that will be its width. And then you can use that to work out the perimeter by adding the width and length together and then times it by 2. And for B, you can do it yourself. And let's do level B. Just do question 1. The area of a square 81 meters squared. Its perimeter is how much? So first of all, we need to work out the length of us. Okay, length. So it's been what number times number equals 81. So that's 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So that's 9. And then the perimeter would also be 9 times 4. And question 3, use 12 one lines to form different rectangles. So you could try that yourself. And the magic trick revealed is optional for you. Not really needed. Just if you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to, don't have to. And that we end unit 7 and end of practice book 3.2, which was the second book, and hence we've ended year 3, and we'll move on to year 4 material. Thank you for your time, and I hope you find the information useful. Please do like and subscribe, and place the comments below so I can improve and also work out what is required in terms of more attention and whether I need to make any additions to what's already been said to try and help. Thank you.